My name is Upendra Mishra, and this is episode 4 of After the Fall series. This is a story of rise and fall and sometimes quiet moments when Owen realizes that the battle you are fighting is not with the world but with yourself. When Owen decided to fix himself, he had to go back first to his own past, to the memories. Without going deep into them, there was no way he could find a way out. He had to relive his past, which from time to time was very painful, but also very joyful as well. The rise, the fall, the near wins, the moments where he almost arrived, almost succeeded, almost found peace, but never stayed there. Something inside him felt fractured. His body pushed forward. His mind made strategies and solved problems, but his heart lagged behind, pulling in a different direction. He could never close the loop, never finish the race. So Owen knew he had to go back to the beginning and understand where the chaos started. When he looked closely, he saw a strength that has carried him this far. He was resilient. He knew how to survive collapse. He had discipline, grit, and an unshakable work ethic. He was loyal, deeply committed to people, always trying to do right by those he cared about. These qualities helped him rise when others would have given up. But there was another side to Owen as well. He was restless. He could be methodical. He could focus. He could work hard. And he could achieve anything he set his mind to. And he could perform under the pressure. Yet, he collapsed. He could not close the deal. He could not finish the race. Something inside within him would always fall. But now he had made a firm commitment that he is not going to fall again, no matter how much time it takes, no matter how much patience he needs, no matter how hard he has to work, no matter how many people he has to offend. He was very clear that he has to move forward, and there was not a second chance anymore. There was no savior anymore for him. He had to save himself. He had to stop his own destruction. And he has to put himself back in the gear, in the journey forward. He knew the feeling of standing at the summit, and he knew the devastation of watching it slip away. That cycle repeated itself everywhere, not just in his work, but in his personal relationship, in his relationship with the girls and women, and every aspect of life. It was exactly the same story, the story of rise and fall, of construction and destruction, of joy and sorrow, of light and darkness. Owen loved intensely. He threw himself completely. His emotions were raw and overwhelming, even to himself. He would pursue with unstoppable force, only to retreat at the moment intimacy required him to stay. Not because he did not care, but because a quiet fear whispered that he was not enough, that something inside him was broken. And that was a fundamental realization in him, the realization that he was not worth. Why? What had happened? He finally was able to figure it out. And as he started to work on himself, the self-worth was one of the most fundamental teachings he learned. One thing also he realized that he was always chasing something. He didn't know what. Higher he climbed, the emptier it felt. He was always striving, but never arriving. Maybe that was the real exhaustion. Not that he was unworthy, but that he never allowed anything to be enough. Not love, not success, not work. There was nothing enough for him. The real pain was not just the loss of relationships, it was the fragmentation. His mind pushed him to rise, his body drove him forward relentlessly, but his heart carried an unresolved fracture. The part of him that feared intimacy while craving it the most. Every part of his life reflected the same truth. He was his own biggest obstacle. He was the source of his own destruction. Always doubting at the final moment, never fully aligned, never completing anything. But this time, something had shifted inside him. For the first time in his life, he did not want to rise. He did not want to fall. He just wanted to stay where he was and just wanted to figure it out what had happened to him. Why this pattern has always journeyed with him like a shadow. He made a promise to himself, no shortcuts, nothing is going to stop him. He would face the discomfort. He would integrate the entire part of himself, mind, heart, and body. There was no turning back. In his mind, he saw his life as a film, one he would write, direct, and live fully. Every fear, every failure, every triumph. When the final scene arrived, he wanted to look back and say, what a beautiful film. And for the first time, he thought he may be enough. Stay tuned for episode 5.